almost on the final dark green stage. I didn't turn right enough.
Hey guys, and welcome to Farm Sim Simulator 2017. I am joined this fairly early morning by 270 Morris, Shadow Viper. He goes by many different names here. This is our Farm Sim server. It was created for SAF San Andreas' finest crew and members. We've got everybody from Farmer Joe out here. We have Duckman Gaming. We have, which is obviously Sheriff Duckmeyer. There's Farmer Morris. How's it going, Farmer Morris? Uh,
Hello.
we also have our dispatch director, Tiger, my other half, as you will. We have C Vandal, Cole. We have we have quite a few people on here. Actually, we have Neon Laser. We have Womack Gaming or Womack Games. Jay Womack, Colonel Womack, as we call him. So we're still working on potentially getting more people in here. But as of right now, I think I've covered everybody. Have I not?
I believe so. I know that we got Colby Man, I think is how you pronounce it, is one of the workers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's Cole, C Vandal.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not sure what he goes by in here. I think he just goes by Cole, Farmer Cole, or something like that. So,
Yeah.
what happened here, man?
Anyway, we really wasn't even witnessed it. I just got on to check the crop and then I saw this. I was like, okay.
Oh,
But
lovely.
from what I've heard, this has happened to one of or an old person or one of the people within the community who actually has done a little bit of a different farming simulator. And they kind of did this, only they, from what I've heard, they did it a lot higher and ramped it on the freaking ramped his truck on the roof of the
Uh,
house he was in.
yes, the ocean incident. I heard about that one too, man.
So looks like I got to clean this mess up. I should make them do it, but yeah, we'll give them a little taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. So I got some conveyors over at my sheep farm that I should be able to tandem pull. I can't guarantee that, but I can at least run over and get those. I am going to do something real quick since we're in my server. Stand by. We're going to move down to the 95 Lincoln channel.
Fun. Why is you that?
While I'm doing that, what? Because that took forever to do. So yeah, anyway, guys, we've actually got a little bit more work to do today. It sounds like Farmer Morris might have stepped away for a moment. But, I did put a video up earlier this week. This is the same server that that video was based off from. We started spraying our field 28. Well, since that video came out, the crops have grown again and can be sprayed one more again. So Farmer Morris asked me if I would be so kind as to finalize spraying his crops. Field 45 needs another spray down so it can be optimized. We'll probably also, we might spray our fields here, our 23, 24, 81. However, this is just grass. I'm not exactly sure if I want to waste, not waste fertilizer, but use fertilizer on just grass. However, it's been several days and it has not grown again. In fact, it was, I believe, I don't know, Tuesday night, Monday, Sunday, I don't know. It was earlier this week anyway. We actually went through and we thought we were going to have an issue with the crops because of how the map was set up. So, thanks to Farmer Cole, I really think that's the name he goes by in here. He helped me plow this field, cultivate the field, and then plant this field with grass, or replant the field with grass. And as you can see, when we were in the middle of it, I was coming up this line right here, and it ticked over midnight. Half of this half of this field grew, and I still had the half of the field to finish. The half that I finished after midnight still has not grown, and I'm trying to wrap my head around that because that is a little bit concerning. Like I said, I did everything properly. I plowed it, we cultivated it, and then I planted it, just like we thought would need to happen. And this half of the field has not grown at all. It says that it's growing per the map. We go ahead and pull the map up here and take a look at the two crops we are growing, which is currently just soy and grass. Wait for the map to load. There it is. We're over here. See, we have grass. Let's take a couple of clicks over, and we can turn off all the rest. Turn on just growing and ready to harvest. If we zoom in here on 23, we can see the first half is like second stage growth. The first half is second stage growth. There we go. If I can spit it out this morning, the second half is only first stage growth, and that's how they have remained for the past several days. And like I said, man, that really kind of concerns me. But then again, a lot of the fields we were dealing with, we're kind of doing the same thing, not showing any signs of growth, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, boom, they exploded. So,
Let's say for this first half growing, I would say what the realistic perspectives they had put in, if it actually put it to where you have to rotate the crops like they would in real life, how you would have soybeans one year, next year would be corn, and you would just rotate these out. I mean, something like that I could get, but since one half of it grew, it kind of confused me too.
yeah, exactly. I think Tiger and I are going to possibly rotate our crops out as well, just for that added realism. Uh, around here, it's primarily corn and soy. So this year we're growing soy. Next year we'll probably grow corn. Um, don't hold me to that because I'm not sure yet, but I think that's kind of
These
the
sheepies.
tentative plan. Oh yeah, we got 40 sheep in there. Last I checked, because I did hop on a little bit earlier before I had to take Tiger to work, and our wool was up to 76%. So I'm actually checking what it is now. Also did some research. It's up to 77%. Cool. I did some research on that, and it turns out that this one pallet, when it is full, holds about 2,000 liters. So, I don't know if the price in the market is per 10,000 liters or per 1,000 liters, like just about everything else. If it is, eh, we'll be getting, as of right now, wool is stabilized at 68.13, so multiply that times 2, and that's how much we should get for a pallet if it's by 1,000 liter. I can't see it being much more than that per liter. I was reading that in a normal game, just vanilla setup, that it should be right around 20 bucks per liter, and so you can easily make, I believe it was like 4,000, something like that, off of a pallet, which the math would work out. If it's 20 per liter, that means that it would be 2,000 per pallet, being that a pallet is, or I'm sorry, 4,000 per pallet, being that a pallet is 2,000 liters. So anyway, let's come over here, and I don't know who has my truck. Somebody jacked my truck and my chipper and has not returned it. I'm going to blame Neon.
Mm, I'll say I'm gonna run over or run up to both his and Max. Actually, let me go to the community first, see if they threw it at the community.
I got my tractor here, luckily. At least it moves faster than that little Kubota New Holland thing. get the important one. And like I said, I might be able to hook these together and pull them in tandem, but I don't know. And I still don't understand how you can hop inside of a conveyor belt, let alone drive it around. That still makes absolutely no sense to me.
I have no clue. I'm here at Womax, and I don't see anything other than his stuff.
My guess
So I
would
guess you're at
be,
Neon.
yeah, Neon still has it. But like I said, I'm going to try and connect these two up in tandem and pull them together. That'd be definitely interesting if I can do that. Okay. Forward. Come on. You can do it. There you go. A little bit more. A little bit more. Um, Maybe I can't do it.
Found it.
Oh yeah? Who had it?
Found them all, actually. It's right by Neon's place. With Womax front end loader, trailer, and chipper, and another tractor, a skid steer.
Surprise, surprise.
Where's the big black Dodge, right?
No, I'm the big black 650.
Okay, that's what that is. This is 650. That's what I meant.
Hmm.
Is there anything else of the equipment wise over here you need other than the track at the moment?
Nope, because I just connected the conveyors up together, and it's like, yeah, no, you can't hook us up and pull us at the same time. And I'm
Alright,
like,
well,
seriously?
I'll drive your big truck up to your place and I'll grab the other conveyor if it lets me hook up with it.
It should. It's a standard hitch, maybe. Well, hold on. I may have cheesed the system a little bit here,
Mm.
and I did not. Dang it. Yeah, when they are connected together, it's
They won't
like,
move.
well, they'll move ish, but
Ish,
they,
man.
yeah, well, I mean, they only move at 4 mile an hour, but it will not register the front hitch point when they are tied together because it's like, no, we're in conveyor mode. Screw you. I'm like, aw,
Mm.
tilt. So I will line up here and I will get this thing hooked up to my tractor and I'll start heading over to your place.
And I was gonna say I'm gonna turn on your road as we speak from the storage area.
Alright. Yeah, I'm such a nice guy helping you clean up their mess.
Mm-mm.
Although I guess technically, I did help them come up with the idea because I brought the topic up. Oh well.
Hey man, jumped out.
pulling a Reva.
Pretty much.
Reva was notorious for that back in Triple R. He would always hit the wrong button, so he'd be flying 90 mile an hour during a pursuit, and all of a sudden you just see him come flying out of his vehicle.
Let's play chicken.
Let's not say we did, because these are both my vehicles, and I don't feel like paying the service cost on them. At least not yet. And we'll blow through this stop sign, though. This ain't LSPDFR.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh boy.
There's no Alpha Ida. Screw it. Drive down the middle of the road. I'm in an international... yeah, forget it. I'm done. English, no. Not working for me this morning.
Alright, so the conveyor by the little shack area.
Yes, sir. Should be able to back right up to it and attach. With any luck. Yeah, I don't know if it will register this hook hitch.
Nope.
Are you friggin' kidding me? God, I love that 650, man. I really do. It scoots. It looks great. But you can't hook up hardly anything to it because it just has a standard ball hitch. Wide turn coming through. Oh, drift that trailer. So, yeah, great. Well, you know, Tiger's tractor is at her farm. That's probably going to be the closest one. You can go ahead and grab that, or
Where the hell is her farm?
down on 28.
Oh. Probably had already.
I mean, I would say go grab Farmer Joe's, but shoot, he hasn't even been around lately. He's been busy with other stuff, so yeah, I know he's given me the green light to use any of his equipment if I need it. But again, he wasn't a part of it, so I'm not going to use his equipment. And if you know
Like, I
Neon,
feel bad having to use hers, but I'll pay, or if I have to, I can gas up a little bit for her since I'm using her tractor.
it's fine, whatever. Let's see. All I'm going to do is you know, I'm going to deliver and dump. That way I can get started on spraying your field up.
I do like the tractor she has. I don't know if it's the. I
Uh,
don't know which one this is,
we
but this one's a nice one.
Yeah, we both have the 7R, and it's upgraded to the 7310, which is the largest package you can get. We're both running.
It still looks as good.
Yeah, we're running the. Both of us are running the dual 22 spaced tires on the rear. I have the front fenders. She does not, and we have the front hook package.
Right. I think the one I have the 800, but I mean, it still looks just as good.
You have the 8R.
Yeah, I have the 8R fully upgraded.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the only other one that I could see me possibly getting is the 9RX. Just because the 9R is articulating, and I despise articulating tractors. They are so hard to maneuver.
Yep. I'll just let you drive 32 miles an hour to your front tires.
A, at least you're not A, plowing, or B, trying to pull that chipper.
Sure. I guess that's one good side of it.
Yeah, so don't complain too much, man.
Although I did pull the chipper before anyway, so
Yeah,
I think it was terrible.
that's a pain. Ah, telephone pole. Don't want to hit that.
Hmm.
Alright. I'll even be nice and hop out and get this thing hooked up for you. Now you may have to end up uh, moving your trailer because that other conveyor is huge. Hey, no, 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 no. What are you doing? Stop that. I said stop it. What? What are you doing? Started picking up and dumping already. I'm like, no.
It's gonna mount up its own.
It really does. So there we go. You should be all hooked up. I am going to grab my sprayer, our sprayer. It's Tighter and I went in to purchase a lot of this equipment together. Which means I'm also going to need my tractor truck, which is there back over at my farm. Yippee skippy. So yeah, guys, this live stream here is actually just going to be a little bit of a continuation of what we started the other day. Um, we did our field, and
This big ass conveyor does not want to cooperate when it turns.
no, it really doesn't. There we go. Need to check out my feed, because it almost looked like the game volume was coming out a lot louder than it should have.
Hmm.
So yeah, loads of fun here. We'll go ahead and get our GPS kind of started up here.
Yeah, I know you'll have to set this conveyor because I've never had to lift these stupid conveyors anymore.
Uh, yeah, basically the part that you have hooked up to the front of the trailer, you're going to put that to the lifted end of the smaller conveyor, and then you should get the attachment icon so you can attach it up, and the smaller one will just feed the large one, and then you can angle or extend the large conveyor to where you need and or want it.
Okay, we'll say that I understood that.
Sounds fair enough.
Random freaking lag spike here and there.
Yeah, I've been getting that too. And the train just went by for me, so...
Yeah, it did for me as well.
Wow, you mean we're actually completely synced up? What's this game coming to?
Which probably explains a little bit of the lag.
Could be.
It's actually finally syncing up.
Could be. Let's hope. So yeah, you're doing a whopping 32. I'm doing a whopping 34. Woohoo.
Hmm. Well, at least you're already almost to the farm. I still have a couple turns to make.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just gotta go another round. The nice thing about this tractor, though, or this sprayer, so high off the ground that your fence rows here don't even register. It just kind of
Mm,
crawls right over top of them. Hey, cool. I shift tabbed right into my semi. That's awesome. Uh,
what luck.
yeah, right. It's like I know how I bought things or something. So let's drive this big beast over to Tiger's Farm and get our support wagon, because we're definitely going to need that.
Honestly, I'm pulling up and seeing the combine, or the not the combine, the sprayer.
Oh yeah, I just got it there and kind of parked it there. So never a, well, I can't say never a dull moment, because there's always stuff that you can do. The problem is that you can't always make money doing what you're doing. For instance, wood chips. The prices actually have rebounded a little bit. They were all the way down to like 87 bucks or something like that. They came up this morning when I checked. They were right around 164. Then they started falling again. Now they're down to 151. So, eh. I'm starting to think that that might be the average going rate for those wood chips is right around the 150 160 mark. And we just got lucky that they were in great demand. Whoa, on the road, red on the road. There we go. Um, because yeah, we were selling them for almost 400. That was a nice chunk of change that we got.
Alright, so you said I can actually drive or the conveyor belt, pretty much.
Yeah, there's no sounds to it, but once you get into it, you have to hit enter to start the engine. What engine it has, I have no idea. But after you do that, then yeah, you can drive it at a whopping 3 mile an hour. And all I have to say to that is caution, Speed Racer.
Mm.
Alright, pull in here, like I said, and grab this support trailer.
So yeah, I'm barely even moving at point 0.6 miles an hour.
Really? Are you turning
Yeah.
hard?
I mean, I'm trying to get it turned.
Yeah, when you turn, it's a lot worse. It slows way the heck down,
But
but
I'm at point 0.3 for just driving forward though. I would say the conveyor belt ain't even moving to turn.
point 0.3?
Yeah, it's not even wanting it to turn at all.
I'll
I might
be
have to
out.
turn it manually by the tractor.
I'll be out there in a moment. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to drive this support trailer all the way out to your place, because I think I only used one pallet of fertilizer when I did both your fields, didn't I? Or was it two?
Vehicle use? I think it was 2.
Two. Okay. But that was both your field. Yeah, I'll drive it out there just in case. Do 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 do. Come on. You know, the only thing that I really don't like about this Peterbilt that we got here, or any of the vehicles for that matter, I mean, the tractors sound great and everything, but like the semi or anything, you don't go through the gears. It's like you've got one gear, automatic transmission or something like that, or one gear fits all. From the sounds. I mean, everything else is pretty much spot on with the air brakes and everything. But it'd be nice to have the sounds a little bit more like ATS. You hear it go through the gears. That's just a minor thing compared to the physics, which we
Yeah, no kidding.
which we won't talk about. Yeah, those physics are nuts. Alright, got my support trailer out here, and I guess we'll just park it right here for the time being. That's supersonic speed over here to Farmer Morris and help him get this conveyor. Oh, yeah, see, you got it hooked up.
Yeah, I just had to hook it up to the tractor to situate it a little bit.
Gotcha. So yeah, unfortunately, it does go kind of slow, but it's a little bit better than bucket by bucket.
Yeah.
Especially if you only got that JBL. Alright, so let's go ahead and unfold our arms.
First, you might have fun because of where I'm at right now with the truck. It's gonna be right there at the edge.
Whoa, I almost took out my Peterbilt. I'm going to have to fold the arms back in so I don't hit the Peterbilt. Because actually, I don't know if you saw 44, but 44 is completely fertilized.
Yeah.
So that's awfully nice and cool. Because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to have to do 44 one more time.
Right.
Come on, Red, get with the program. Hit the right buttons here. There we go. Line her up and
Not sure
start the
whose truck
sprayer.
or not sure who 7R this is over here,
That's
along with
that.
hers.
That's mine.
Oh, that's yours right here.
Yeah, cause
I was like,
that's
whose is that? I don't remember seeing that.
yeah, that's what I had to pull that first conveyor with.
Is yours the front end loader?
No, mine just has the front hook. Oh, lag central.
Because I really need a front end loader to finish off moving stuff around, but I don't have a front end loader to go that part with.
Right. Oh, yeah, that. Oop, I just ran over your Peterbilt. Sorry.
I did say it was gonna be right there at it.
You weren't lying. A nice
I
thing
hope I don't have to
is.
move it, even though it's not touching the spot anymore. But
Whoops.
it doesn't look like it matters.
Oh, there we go. I forgot that control is the hotkey for my Restream chat overlay. And this GPS lines up pretty much right at where I have the chat bar. So, yeah, that's a thing. I kind of clicked on my chat bar. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. I should be good now, man.
I was just moving it up to
Oops. Make it,
situate the
make,
load a little bit.
make it look a little bit more legit.
Yep.
Fair enough. Alright. Go ahead and put a little bit of a headland on here just so that we can control this just a little bit. more easily, if that's even a word, more easily. Hmm. There we go. There's that. We'll come down over here. Oh, don't hit the barn. That would be no bueno. That's not gonna quite line up how we want it to, is it? No, it is not. Are you for realsy right now? I'm feeling the sheep are getting worse, but I'm more interested in the soil composition here. Let's see what we got. Well, huh. Yeah, that is like an uber fail on my part. Uh, yeah, holy crap. Completely forgot to change my titles.
Hmm.
Yeah. Bravo. You know, it says that I'm playing Minecraft. This obviously is not Minecraft. Don't mind
Nah,
me.
this is totally Minecraft.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's that new, Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Hmm.
They've made it
Could be.
that awesome. There we go. And we actually need to edit this. This is going to be farming simulator. There we go. 17. Let's edit this one. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, that's kind of nice.
Alright, these are both situated now.
There we go. Now that, those are, updated and, working properly. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, nothing like a huge derp on my part. That's okay. Crap happens. Just ask Duck. He's kind of in the crap business. I'm actually going to check out. Oh yeah, it's I want to make sure also that the crops had grown properly, and that it was actually counting as your third fertilization before I went ahead and did the whole thing. And yeah, we're good to go. So when I'm done with your fields here, you will be all the way up to stage 3 fertilization and should get the largest possible yield.
Okay, the physics in this game are fucked up.
Physics? We don't need no stinking physics.
No, I barely even tap the other conveyor belt and it's on its freaking side. Or went on its side.
Would you stop breaking my stuff, man?
Hey, I'm not meaning to. But I unflipped it, so I was gonna get situated to be able to hook up to your tractor
So you flip the table, but you put it back. Got it.
Pretty much.
Alrighty, dighty, okie dokio. Go ahead and we'll just come down this line right here.
Alright, both these are picked up and ready.
Uh, what do you mean of course I don't own the field.
Hey, we got 3 people watching. Whoever is watching, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Yeah,
I know nobody has really said anything.
I've got one person over here. So, howdy, welcome back. I'm not exactly sure who you are at this point, but thanks for tuning in. Just you know, underped myself and got the right tags on the stream. You know, it only took me a half an hour to figure out. Hey, it still says that I'm streaming Minecraft and doing stuff in Minecraft. Yeah. Whoops.
Yep. And that's when you can tell that he needs sleep.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Oh yeah, you're in an internal slumber with that.
Duh. Alright. Now I can just hit up the GPS and... Oh, really? Really? You're gonna do that to me?
What happened?
Apparently my GPS is off by just enough that, yeah, it won't let me do anything. And yeah, I'm going... it's not that it won't let me do anything. Sorry, I was moving my chat over because it was interfering with the GPS. But yeah, I'm gonna have to set up my offset because it's literally leaving like a literal pinstripe now. Uh, before it was missing it by, a little bit more than a pinstripe. So, but I still called it a pinstripe. This time it's like literally a pinstripe. I'm like, are you serious? So I just moved the path over for this line, and hopefully, yeah, looks like it's picking it up now. There we go. Sheesh. And move it like 1 meter to the right. And it's still going to leave a pinstripe because, yeah, I didn't, screw it. Whatever. I'll come back down that other line and fix it.
Discords like I should have. Oh hell, I've
Yeah.
been driving even though I tabbed out.
Are you breaking my junk again?
No.
Alright.
I tabbed out and it was still driving forward, and I didn't realize it until I tabbed back in. So now I'm driving in a field 41
That's why you don't
towards your...
That's why
Okay,
you
yeah,
don't
this is
text and
fine.
drive, man. Come on.
Hey, bite me.
No comment.
I have to make this a rated R, rated X channel.
I think I've got mine set up as T for teen.
I don't even know what I have mine as, to be honest.
I mean, it's farming sim. It's rated E for everybody, but yeah, farming is not a rated E for everybody.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh boy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down there. My frickin' sprayer started, just like going all cattywampus all over your field. I'm like, excuse me. Well, the GPS wouldn't disengage, so I'm trying to turn it, and the GPS is fighting me. I'm like, no, no, no. You will listen to me. Kind of like those morons that,
Let
you know.
machinery rebel and rise up against us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like those idiots that, follow the GPS to the letter, turn right. And they do, and they end up in the ocean. It's like, are you that much of an idiot? There's actually a place in, I think it was Japan or something like that. It's happened several times at the same spot. The GPS, they'll be trying to go somewhere and they will, type it into the GPS. And it's not even Japanese people that's just doing it, it's tourists. And, they follow the GPS to the T and they, turn left or right or whichever direction, sure enough, drive off into the Sea of Japan. It's like, how much of a moron do you have to be to not see that there's a friggin' huge body of water in front of you? Seriously.
Right? And 50 meters ahead, there's a large body of water.
You're right.
Wait, what? Well, right into the ocean. It's like, well, so much for that. You pretty much, if tourists go over to Japan, you might as well have a vehicle that can convert to a submarine.
Right. Hey, Jack the Gamer. Thanks very much for the follow, man. I appreciate it.
Pretty much throw a oh, pull a Austin Powers and make a little submarine car,
No,
or turn a little Mini Coupe into a submarine.
right. Now, I will admit, that Bond submarine car, that was actually pretty lit.
It was.
So, I see, my mother was always into to James Bond stuff and whatnot, and so that and Star Trek, oh my gosh, I swear she is probably one of the largest Trekkies I have ever met. um, and I actually have, that not that I'm proud to admit it, but I have watched all of these Star Trek films, including the newest ones, just to see what it's all about. And yeah, the first couple of movies, eh, they're all right. Especially the first one. The first one is not that great, but you know, the Wrath of Khan, which is the second ever Star Trek movie that came out. I don't mind that one, and The Search for Spock isn't too bad. Um, but I think my favorite out of all of them is just their idea of, I believe it was the sixth movie, Generations, where they combined Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation just to bridge the gap and let Star Trek The Next Generation cast and crew take over, the adventures. I thought that was brilliantly done.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The things we talked about over the comms in our tractors and plowers and friggin' sprayers while doing monotonous, tedious jobs, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm actually returning Mama Tiger's tractor to her place now.
Oh,
Now
right.
that I dropped off the conveyor back at your house.
Cool. Where'd you end up throwing that? Just wherever?
I put it right back where the conveyor belt was at the beginning when I picked it up.
Holy shit, you moved it right back to where you got it from? Be still, my beating heart.
God.
Oh, shoot, man. A lot of times, people borrow stuff and they don't put it back. They'll put it, on your property. But then, it's
Well,
like,
like I did with the chipper, but that damn thing's so slow. It's like, fuck it.
slow. Dude, yeah, no. The slow is hardly the word for that thing. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm just glad that that 650 will pull it at a moderate speed. I mean, you can't call it a decent speed. It's a moderate speed.
Yeah, and
But I mean, it's just whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? Man, my sprayer is just completely derping out. For whatever reason, it would not recognize it was in the field or something. Next thing I know, I'm doing like 22 mile an hour, and this thing does not like going over the 18, 19 mile an hour it's designed for while spraying. So now, I'm like slaloming through your field because, it's going faster than it should.
right.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to use about one and a half sprayers on this field. Maybe one and a quarter.
I don't know if that's the late mower or if that's the F18 or F16 coming in.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got that air show going on down in your neck of the woods, don't you?
Well, it's supposed to be this weekend, but they usually start practicing, which, uh, and of course, they gotta mow really late, which means everybody's gonna hear the mower in the background.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I
Um,
love the mower.
well, normally, like they did last year, whenever they had it, they have it over the weekend. They have it Saturday or Friday. They do Friday to where they have like a little show of the airplanes and stuff
Mm-hmm.
at the airport, and they also do like helicopter rides and plane rides that and then Saturday and Sunday they do the actual air show.
All right.
Oh shit! I passed up her farm rip. Um,
What? You shot up
and
my farm.
normally, no, I said I passed up her farm.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what are you doing shooting up my farm? My sheep didn't do nothing to you.
But the weird part is normally around Monday, or usually sometimes a week before, they usually practice the stunt planes and the either F-18s or F-16s or whatever is actually there. Normally will start practicing around this time
Gotcha.
because they normally have to perform, get ready, and since they're literally performing it right over the river, but for some reason they haven't practiced it yet, and that's the weirdest thing because I always take mom to her pain management appointments once a month on Wednesdays,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever the air show happened, we were able to hear it and see it them practice on the way to her pain management.
Right.
So that's like the weirdest part. It's like, why haven't they started practicing yet?
That is kind of odd. Then again, with
I mean, I
everything
guess.
that's going on as of late, maybe they were running drills or something like that, and that caused them to fly in late.
Well, I mean, I can understand that, but I mean, here we are already Thursday. The air show for them to perform is literally in 2 days, and they perform it early in the morning from like 11, or they do it like they close the river off at 12. They do it from 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they don't really have much time to practice. Even the stunt planes haven't yet, which is the weird part.
Yeah, that
Because
is
you'll
kind of
see the
odd.
stunt planes practice, and then the F-18s will usually practice. And we're supposed to have the F-18 and F-16 demo,
Mm.
but yet, like I said, the only thing we heard maybe if they were practicing was with one stunt plane yesterday, and that was it.
F-16 as standard F-16 or like Thunderbird's F-16.
Well, we had the Thunderbirds last year. Let
Oh,
me actually pull up the website. I'm curious. I forgot now. We were supposed to have.
whoops. You threw me off.
Let's see. There's supposed to be a U.S. Air Force F-16 Viper demo team, and then a U.S. Navy F-18 Hornet demo team,
Mm-hmm.
Team Aero Show, which is the stope planes, um, Sky Soldiers for the from the U.S. Army, Black Dagger's parachute team,
Right.
Patty Wagstaff on her with her stunt plane, and Jen Soisey, however they say it, with a stunt plane, and then Dell Climber with his.
I can't say I've heard of many of those names.
It's weird, like I said, that they still haven't practiced. But I mean, they're supposed to close our bridge off September 23rd and September 23rd from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Really?
That's
Wow.
for the annual, but that's for the annual bridge run and bridge day, to where they actually close the bridge off completely and people can actually run and walk on the bridge instead of
Gotcha.
driving.
Just like
And
Mackinac Bridge up
then
here in Michigan, they shut it down. I want to say it's Memorial Day, and you can walk the bridge. Well, they don't completely
yeah,
shut it down. They close it down to 2 lanes because it's actually a 4-lane highway that goes over the bridge, but they shut it down to 2 lanes.
yeah. Well, this is only 2 lanes and it's an old bridge, but they're supposed to close it off for that event, and then they actually um have it ready for the air show at 1, and then the whole river's closed. There's not even boats allowed on the riverfront.
Really?
And or they're supposed to close the one of the boat ramps Friday the 22nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday they close it from 12:30 to 4 for the actual air show. So I don't know if maybe
Okay.
they're just gonna do it to where they're just gonna practice on the 22nd and hope they do good with just that one practice.
Well, I mean, you know, technically they don't need a whole heck of a lot of practice because, well, shoot, they're trained to do that stuff, you know? I mean, my thing always was, when the air shows came around here and whatnot. Honestly, what's the point of practicing right before an air show? Because if you do everything that you're going to do in the air show, why are people going to come out to the air show? They've already been out there, watched you practice, know what you're going to do. It's not awe-inspiring anymore. It's just routine.
No. Now with how the river angle is on the points they have to come through,
Ah,
as well as the tree lines that they have to be able to dodge as well. That's why most of them do practice.
gotcha. Well, that makes a little bit of sense then. Come on, line
I
up.
mean, we're still a small town though, so
Stop it. There
I
we
say,
go.
hey, I hear one of them practicing now, but no, that's the actual crop duster that flies in the freaking game. Because it's actually set perfectly in my ear to hear it.
That's hilarious. Fooled by a crop duster.
Pretty much.
Well, that's okay.
So got
I've got an old, metal electric fan near me, and it's off to my right hand side. And driving back to the sheep farm, I have to pass all of those transformers and everything. Yeah, they put off a buzz, and it always comes out of just my right ear. So I think there's something going on with that old fan, and I almost always look over at it every time I drive by that bloody transformer. It's like, dang it, it's just the transformer again. But when you drive by it so fast, it just sounds like a quick buzz, and you know, it sounds like an electric motor or something like that starting to peter out. I mean, I don't know how old that fan is. I've run into issues with it already a couple of times where, if I have it on anything less than high, um, the motor starts to gum up and whatnot. I really should try and tear it apart and, completely clean it out because, shoot, I don't know how long it's been, just sitting around in the basement and whatnot, collecting dust. I've hit it with some WD-40 several times, and that helps. But there's got to be an oil point or something for the bearings.
I'll check the combine out, make sure everything is ready for harvesting.
Oh yeah,
Car looks nice and clean.
I'm just spraying fields. Nobody's watching me anymore. Can't say it's the most exciting entertainment.
Yeah.
Spraying fields, woohoo! I gotta get that good yield though.
Yep.
Especially since we all pretty much had a rocky start this year. Holy cow.
Yeah, no kidding.
It wasn't as bad as the last map. Oh my. Yeah, they really screwed the pooch on that one.
Mm. Well, this year's going for an hour and 14 minutes. Mainly just a couple things here and there, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and end mine for now.
So, dude, yeah, I'm probably gonna stay. I'm staying with mine until I get done with these fields and whatnot. I think. So just
Thanks for
because
tuning in. If you did, make sure to join us here soon. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, as well as turn on the notification with the bell icon to be able to get more updates as we put out live streams and recordings. So thanks for tuning in this early morning.
stay easy, guys.
Ow! I hit the freaking hand on the freaking mic.
Oh, bravo.
That's a way to drop the mic.
Oh, there it is.
uh,
Here come the bad puns.
I had at 1.3 people watching, then I went down to 1, then back to 2, then 3, then 1, then 2, then 3, and then 1.
It is, what, quarter to 9 in the morning your time on a Thursday. Fortunately, a lot of people are probably in school or work.
Yep. Which actually, speaking of which, I need to make a phone call because it's my grandmother's birthday, so I gotta call and wish her happy birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, G-Ma. My father's is actually tomorrow. Yep. Oh yeah, cruising along 18 mile an hour spraying fields. My type of entertainment. Like I was just talking over there with Farmer Morris. Um, you know, is it the most exciting, fun job to do? No, not really. At least it goes by fairly quick with this 35, 40 meter implement, or sprayer rather. No, that's still technically an implement. So I mean that does help, but at the same time, it's tedious work. Just up and down these lines. Uh, spraying these fields. Again, the reason why we're doing this is there's actually 3 stages of fertilization, and for each fertilization that you do to the field, you gain a 30% increase in your crop yield. So all of my fields here, 34, 35, 29, and 28, they're all filled with soy, and I have fertilized them twice. Once while I was planting, then they ticked over, I guess you could say, and grew a stage, which means that I was able to fertilize them again. So I did just that. So that was the second. So now I'm coming through and putting down the third spray of fertilization. So we will get a total of a 90% increase on our crop yield with any luck. And that should set us up pretty good for the harvest season, which is just a few days away. We're already midsummer. Each season in this seasons mod lasts 9 days. Looks like we are already on day 4 of you know our midsummer season, which yeah, that's not a lot of time until harvest season. So we want to make sure that we get as much done as quick as possible to pretty much ensure we get the best crops possible, our best yields of our crops out of our farms. Just because, as Morris and I were talking a little earlier in this stream, you know, we got a lot of us got a rocky start. Didn't know exactly, what we were doing. Didn't know how the map was set up. Um, so yeah, it got a little hairy there, and in fact, a lot of us thought that we would have to completely redo all of our fields just because of the way the fields seemed to be set up. Luckily, we did not have to. In fact, I'm questioning my decision to redo one of my fields that seemed to be doing just fine, but I didn't want to take the chance because of what it said and how it said it. So I went ahead and I replowed it and cultivated it and then replanted it. And now it's not growing, which luckily it's only a grass field, and I use the term luckily very lightly because we do have quite a few sheep. We have 40 sheep out at the sheep farm that we have to tend to. And again, with the seasons mod, it changes it up. It changes it up so that come winter time for 9 days, all we can feed the sheep is hay. We can't do grass or anything like that. Right now, they're fine with grass because we mowed it and we set it down, and it's being stored, if you will. It doesn't seem to be going bad, which is a bonus. But crops, do go bad in this mod. Um, Whereas, the standard farm sim without the seasons mod, I'm not sure if there actually is wilting or withering that affects the crops in vanilla farm sim. Again, I've only really played Farm Sim 13 and Farm Sim 15. That's where I really got started. I was actually Farmer Joe that turned me on to 17 because he had this server that he was starting up and whatnot. And so yeah, I I didn't even own 17. He was kind enough to gift that to me one day, and so here we are, farming Farm Sim 17 with a lot of great mods and models. But it is what it is. Honestly, I'm not a big supporter of the seasons mod. I think it's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. It's just not my cup of tea. As I've expressed multiple times, I'm more of the course play type of person. I like to manage my farms and not have to worry about doing stuff manually all the time. I like to be able to have the choice to do things, what I want to do, how I want to do it, or if I don't want to do anything and just sit back and watch the workers work, I can do that too. So, but the way we have it set up here is, basically, ultra realistic. Luckily, we do have a few people that have joined or expressed interest in joining that will just basically end up being hired farm hands because all of the farms right now are you know being taken up by the creators of this server, um, which I guess technically I could be considered a creator, I guess. Um, because again, I was, one of the first people that got asked if I'd like to join the Farm Sim server when we initially started it. And then, of course, I was asked if I'd like to, you know, restart the map with a completely different map and some new mods and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Sounds fun. It'll be a nice change from all of the LSPDFR that I've been playing or the Minecraft that I've been playing, which uh, yeah, I haven't streamed LSPDFR yet. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do that logistically. Um, I think it'll be a fun idea. However, I have live streamed the Minecraft server, obviously, by my oops earlier. But yeah, this is really the only other thing that I have streamed so far. And let me know what you guys think. Down in the comments section below. Leave thumbs up, thumbs down. If you liked it, disliked it, or leave a comment. Let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I'm also trying to use this as kind of a bit of Q&A. It's a little bit easier to be able to answer your guys' questions and whatnot. In a game such as this, where it's a little bit more slow paced and whatnot, and it's going to be a lot more difficult if I do like an LSPDFR live stream or something to that effect, just because there's a lot more going on, and with the mods I have over there in my LSPDFR series, yeah, there's a lot more traffic and AI that I have to worry about over there than I do here. Currently, we have AI turned off just because they like to get in the way a lot more than LSPDFR, and it makes it darn near impossible to go anywhere, um, you know, when you are trying to, move equipment around and whatnot. And I need to mark down here, Morris. If you're there, man, you owe me 1 pallet of fertilizer. I will remind him when he gets back in case he's not there. So yeah, that's why I decided to, start live streaming this as well, just for the simple fact that, oh, well, I guess he's going to take off. All right, bye, Morris. Just for the simple fact that it is a lot more slower pace. While I'm running up and down these fields doing stuff, even during harvest season, I can sit here and I can read the chat a lot easier, and I can answer your guys' questions a lot easier than if I've got a chase going on in LSPDFR, or you know I've got a tornado hitting me over there in the Minecraft server. Um, this I feel it is a lot more optimized for live streaming and just hanging out with you guys, and answering your guys' questions and just hanging out, having a good time. It's like just a couple more swipes in this field, and we should be done. I knew that these two fields, or three fields, 34, 35, 29, would not take very long. 28 is going to be a bit of a challenge just because, uh, well, Tider's farm is right there in the center of it. That doesn't help things very much. Um, but also, it's a lot larger. It's the largest of the three fields. In fact, you might be able to put all three of these fields together, 29, 34, 35, and they might just about equal the size of 28. So the map is very deceiving on the size of some of these fields. Some of these fields look very, very small, and when you get to them, it's like, holy crap, this isn't small at all. This is actually quite large. Uh, then you got other fields that, like 30 and 31. You look at them and it's like, all right, they seem to be, you know, fairly large. And again, you get there and, the map really kind of scales everything down. It's like, yeah, they look larger, that's a decent sized field. You get there and you spend literally all day doing one thing in that field just because large is not the word. This map in its entirety is actually a 16x map, I have been told. Whereas they're not 16x or 4x. Oh, great, now I can't remember. It's either a 16 or a 4x map. Uh, and the previous map that we played on was like half the size or something like that, or a quarter of the size. So, yeah, it, it's a very, very large map, which is how we can support having multiple people, pardon me, with multiple farms. We've got Duckman up in the cow farm. I myself have chose to do the sheep farm. We've got Womack up there, pretty much right next to Duck, and he's going to be doing a lot of grain, such as corn and grass as well. And primarily, yeah, a lot of that will go to his benefit, and that's what he's going to be working on. But a lot of that also is going to end up going to Duckman uh, for support and help with his cows. We have Morris, who y'all just spoke with earlier, or saw earlier with me. He is over there. He's got a couple of fields all set up, so he's going to mainly be, crops. Of course, we got Neon. He likes being the logistics guy. He likes to, you know, supply us. He's basically our supplier when he's around. So, gosh.
Are you talking about coal or?
No, Neon.
Oh,
Yeah. He likes being our supplier, which that sounds horrid, but it's the truth.
yeah. No, what would be horrid sounding is being a slave.
No, that's cool.
Oh yeah, that is
Welcome back, man. So yeah, I got people constantly popping in and out over here, so that's fine. I haven't been doing this as long as you have, so I'm not expecting to see just an absolute buttload of people show up to streams and whatnot, because all of my stuff is typically YouTube, so I'm still learning this whole streaming thing. this stream's gonna end up being about 2 to 3 hours by the time I'm done spraying these fields. Holy crap. That's okay. Go ahead and throw a headland on here as well. Just so that, we can have some room to turn around without running into anything. There we go. So yeah, if you guys liked what you're seeing, make sure that you hit that follow button. Also, don't forget to go over check me out on YouTube. I've got a lot more stuff going on over there. I've got my LSPDFR series over there and a Minecraft series. It's Irish Red Gaming. Check me out social media, Twitter at Irish Red Gaming, Facebook, again Irish Red Gaming. Yeah, I got lucky enough to where Irish Red Gaming isn't a large name. Nobody had picked it yet, so I snatched up everything Irish Red Gaming that I could. Unlike that goofy Shadow Viper guy, sheesh. I don't even know where he came from. Yeah, he's not paying attention to me anyway.
Wrong button.
Yeah, you're on push to talk.
Well, no, I accidentally hit the wrong button, left the server, then had to come back again.
Oh, gotcha. So you getting ready to load in then?
Well, no, I closed off the server because I was working on this. I started to work on my assignment again. I ended up clicking the wrong button, which took me out of the voice chat, and I had to join back to it.
That button. That makes a little bit more sense.
When you left out one little detail, as one of the well-known Minecraft YouTubers says, make sure to click that little bell
Oh.
notifications.
You know what actually, really irritates me is
What?
whoever coined the phrase, I give them full props and credit. But now everybody else is calling it the notification squad. I'm like, really? I mean, can't you come up with a better phrase than the notification squad? Let them have that name for the people that turn on their notifications.
Right. Well, for me, it's whenever I do it, I always say that they, or else pretty much start saying if they hit that little bell that they end up joining the Shadow Squad.
Well, yeah, there you go. That works. Because that's unique. At least it's not the notification squad like I'm hearing. All these other YouTubers do. It's like, are you serious?
And for you, it'd be either the Red Squad or the Irish Squad.
Yeah, that sounds like some sort of mafia. The Irish squad.
And the leader of it all is Jacksepticeye with his his perfect Irish language or
Well,
accent, I should say.
duh, he's Irish.
Well, yeah.
I mean, which apparently he moved over to the UK now. I'm like, okay.
I thought he was over in the UK for the longest time.
No, this just happened, within the
Well, I know
past,
he
I don't know,
moved. I
month
didn't
or so.
really figure it out. Yeah, I never really heard where he moved to, but I mean, I know that he ended up getting electronic drum kit now as well.
Yeah, that's after the move.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, my my question is why? I mean,
Yeah. He's always
me.
done Minecraft. I don't know. He hasn't really done Minecraft. He's done more of the
No.
like
Happy
um
Wheels. Oh my god, that series
Happy
was
Wheels.
friggin' hilarious.
Which actually, I have his intro on Happy Wheels as a ringtone as well.
Oh jeez.
I'll have to play it for you, or play that for you after the stream.
So yeah, I mean that was kind of his biggest thing when I started watching him was Happy Wheels, you know, and that was a friggin' hilarious series. Um, but I don't know. It seems like a lot of the stuff that he's been, playing and whatnot now, either my tastes have changed or something, because, I'm not finding his content as interesting as I was before. I mean, I used to sit down and, watch episode after episode after episode, and now, I might watch an episode here or there, but,
Yeah, I can
not
agree with that too.
not fairly religiously. A lot of it could be, the whole editing thing. Yeah, sure, I get it. Editing and rendering and stuff like that takes time and resources, and you want to have time to yourself. And it's nice when you can have a crew, to edit for you and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's not you. You're not putting your touch, your flair on it, um, because all the people other people can do is assume that you'll think that this looks good or that this is funny or whatever, and something that may be funny to them isn't funny to you. That's why I'm really, really hesitant. If I get to the point where, I could potentially, you know, start hiring, staff and whatnot, start, uh, yeah, yeah, editing, like an editing crew or something like that. I don't know that I would, just for the simple fact that, uh, my content is my content, and I like the fact that I can edit it to exactly how I want it. Uh, I don't have to worry about so-called relying on somebody else to hopefully get it right. I know if I do it myself, it's going to be right every time. So I don't know, but then again, I'm not a loud, over the top, crazy, wacky type person. Anyway, trying to do jokes all the time and funny voices, stuff like that. So yeah, I guess there's that difference as well.
Oh shit. Seems like things are really interesting here in the state. Got one incident where an injury crash involving a fire and rescue fire truck. It looks like possibly a um casualty because they have like these weird like black and yellow curtain like thing blocking the view from media.
Oh yeah, that's
And
a
then they're
casualty.
at the elementary school, or one of the elementary schools, a crossing guard was struck by a vehicle.
Wow. Okay.
But luckily, she wasn't injured. She was just had some pain and soreness.
That's what I heard on the radio this morning, listening to the Bob and Tom show. I don't know if you ever listened to those guys.
Or used to.
Yeah, some of the stuff it's like, it's absolutely side splitting. Other stuff it's like, why are you talking about that? Yeah, it makes no sense. But anyways, while listening to that, the actual radio station news came on, and up north of Grand Rapids, apparently there was a state trooper on a motorcycle, running his beat, who just graduated from the academy, it sounds like. He was 28, I want to say, ran into a stopped car at either a stoplight or a stoplight. Tiger seems to think she heard stop sign. I swear I heard stop light. Either way, a car was stopped, at a required stopping point, and this friggin' state trooper runs into the back of this vehicle and dies on the operating table because of his injuries. And I'm like,
Damn.
what kind of moron, is going to be driving that friggin' fast to where they're going to kill themselves on a motorcycle, because they're not paying attention. I mean, what the hell was he doing? It's not like you can text and drive very well while riding a motorcycle, you know? I heard that, and that was my first question was, what in the hell was he doing, to do that? Because that's just, to me, kind of mind-boggling. See, that's the other thing that gets me too is all these cops and whatnot. Somehow this turned into a LSPDFR talk or 5M talk.
Hmm.
Jeez. Anyway, um, all of these cops that go around, thinking, and I can't even say that they think they're above the law, but I cannot count the number of times I have seen a cop drive by me, looking down at his cell phone. It's bad enough that they have the MDT, computers, and they're constantly, looking over at that for updated information and stuff like that. That's bad enough, but they're blatantly texting and driving. It's like, man, if I were to do that, my butt would be getting pulled over for sure, and I'd be getting cited. But these guys and gals, I should say, can get away with it, no problems.
Right.
I just hate. I like the fact that it's a brotherhood and they look out for one another, but I hate the fact that they look out for one another. There's a difference between looking out for someone and looking out for someone.
Right.
All I know is it must be nice to be that privileged.
Hmm. Yeah.
I was watching a video on YouTube. It must have been, yeah, it was last night. Um, yeah, I got caught up on a lot of police videos and stuff like that. Don't know how, just did. And you know, thinking about it, there are so many videos out there of not necessarily bad cops, but bad situations that cops are in. You know, and 9 times out of 10, if there's a shooting, you'll see a cop pull out his Glock and darn near empty the clip, right?
Hmm.
Well, this one video I was watching, this teenage kid was completely out of his mind on an illegal substance, a hallucinogen that should give you a pretty good idea what he was on.
Right.
And this sheriff's office show up, and the first thing they start talking about is, you know, using non-lethal. They start about, well, if he comes too close, we'll tase him, blah blah blah, all this and that, because he was wielding a knife. The kid was, and before long, after they, kind of get all their ducks in a row, they actually start coming across the bullhorn, talking to him, calling him by his first name, trying to get him to realize, what's going on. And they're not yelling at him, they're not screaming at him, they're not barking orders. They're talking to him like a human being. Unfortunately, after everything transpired, it did not uh, end as well as, anybody would have liked to hope. Um, but I mean, when they first started using force against him because he was not complying, sure, the tone of their voice got a little bit more stern, more demanding as time went on, but it's not like they were yelling and cussing and screaming, like they would with, some average Joe Schmo. Well, not saying that they would in particular, but most cops, when they start getting into intense situations, it's, yelling, screaming, profanities, everything like that. But these cops were actually very cool, calm, and collected right up to the point where when he started approaching them, they started using 40 millimeter less lethal, and I'm assuming that's going to be, the shotgun rubber bullets because that's what it sounded like it was fired from was the 12 gauge shotgun that they carry. But they went less lethal on him, with rubber bullets. They pumped him full with 3 rounds, but he was so doped up, that it really didn't phase him. And then he ran into a yard, whether it was his yard or not, it's unknown. But when he came back out, by that time, there's probably about 15 police vehicles there, both a local PD and a lot of sheriff. But when he comes back out, they actually had a canine unit there. So, they start approaching him. He's still, whacked out of his mind. They pump him with another 40 millimeter, less lethal. They tase him twice. Then they release the canine. So far, with the exception of the canine, which can be lethal, but they're trained pretty much not to be. They'll go after an arm or a leg more than they'll go after the jugular, right? He's not even paying attention to me anymore. Life story. But anyway, you know, it was basically, they kept on using non-lethal on him or less lethal to try and get him the help that he obviously needed until he finally started threatening the dog and was, trying to stab the canine unit with the knife. And that's when they fired one single AR-15 round into him and then continued using non-lethal or less lethal force after that one single AR round. Unfortunately, he did pass away from his injury from that AR round, but it was one single lethal round. Unfortunately, it ended up being lethal, but I don't think it was intended, to actually shoot and kill him. It was intended to harm him, to get him to, stop what he was doing, considering less lethal and tasers were not doing anything. Even the dog wasn't even doing anything to him. So I was actually thoroughly impressed with that video and how, I guess, humane, these officers were compared to all of the other videos that I had been watching. Because, yeah, you always see the bad cops out there. You rarely see the good cops. And sadly, all of these bad cops are giving all cops a bad name and reputation. Uh,
Yep.
and I know that there's good cops out there, but even at that, a lot of them have been tainted by the bad cops. Uh, not only have they gotten the bad reputation, but, it's tainted them to where they think, well, John Q. Public, is just as bad because, all of these bad cops are showing me or saying that John Q. Public is bad. I don't know. Like I said, I found it very interesting, um, and in how they handled this situation because, like I said, I had seen, nothing but emptied clips and stuff like that up to that point. And I was like, I don't know, on some sort of kick yesterday, I guess, to watch that stuff. And then I came across that one, and I'm like, wow, that's uh, there are still good cops out there. Holy crap!
Yep.
Well, there was actually one that was better than that, and they said the name of the sheriff's department that did it. But this sheriff pulled over this guy, and apparently, his girlfriend was with him as well. Pulled him over, ended up, not yanking him out of the car, but pulling him out of the vehicle, and got him in the back. He asked her to step out of the vehicle. Went and started, the proceedings to quote unquote place him under arrest. Got him down on his knees in front of the cruiser. After patting him down, asked the female to come over and join. Uh, right in basically right beside, and started explaining this situation. Dude pulls out an engagement ring from his pocket and asks her to marry him. So I'm like, okay, that's freaking cool of the sheriff's department to do that. She was ticked. she,
Yeah, bet.
I
Well,
mean,
it's like the one that I forgot what it was, but it was a video I came across on YouTube to where they were actually flying and he plays off a function with his girlfriend, and as they're going through the checklist, she's crying because she thinks that they're gonna die and everything
mhm.
like that. And he's like, just keep reading through it. 'Cause we're gonna have to probably force land. And then she gets to one person and or one point, and then it was like pretty much proposing to her, and it's interesting. I gotta see if I can find it because it was pretty interesting.
that's that's kind of funny. Oh, almost done with this field, guys. Morris and I are just sitting here, talking about random YouTube stuff that we've been watching to, kill the time as we do this monotonous work here. Uh, what do you guys think? What's some of the craziest stuff you've ever come across? Keep in mind, try to keep it PG-13 if you would. That would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, let me know some of the craziest YouTube videos, or shoot, even real life experiences that you have witnessed or heard about from, somebody. Because, yeah, there's some crazy stuff out there, and, not all of us are able to catch it all as it happens. But I'm definitely interested to know.
I found it. I sent you the link.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out here a little bit later. On negative 13.
And he's just like keeping his composure all the way through it. And
Right.
she's next to him, freaking crying, thinking they're gonna die, and
Freaking
trying to
out.
breathe.
Yeah. Oh, see, I did that once. I was engaged once. And, as cheesy as it sounds, I, did it at Christmas. And I actually was able to do something that nobody had been able to do before in that family, apparently, because it was such a large family that there were so many people there. They kind of split up and did their own thing for Christmas and whatnot, um, at least dinner wise. All the way to the point where when I was growing up, my family is small and close knit and old fashioned. We would always pretty much go to my grandparents' house, and we would sit down, and all of us would sit around the table together, pass the dishes around, and sit there and eat our Christmas meal, any holiday meal for that fact. Well, their family was so large that, you know, if you were going to try to do that, oh, I'm parked on the wrong side. I'm like, why will this thing not refill? That's because you're on the wrong side, dummy. Anyway, um, yeah, uh, they set it up like a buffet style, and that was the first time I had ever, been a part of that, and I hated it for the longest time. I'm like, this does not feel like Christmas. Christmas, you sit down, you're with your family, and you pass the dishes around and blah blah blah. And I think it's old school values like that that we have kind of lost, uh, in society today, that I really think would help things. But at the same time, well, shoot, it's not Christmas anymore. You gotta say Happy Holidays, and even at that, sometimes you can't even say that because it's not PC enough. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. Um, it is what it is. It's crazy. It's kind of asinine if you ask me. But that's the society we live in today. Um, yeah. Again, another thought for you guys. You know, what are your thoughts on Christmas holidays? Uh, we'll get Morris's answer here in a moment, but I'm interested to know. Do you still say Merry Christmas? Do you say Happy Holidays, or do you just not bother saying anything at all to anybody because you don't know if they're going to go all abracadabra on your rear end and just rip you a new one because you offended them because they don't believe in whatever it is. So, what about you, Morris? Is it Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, what? Did you mute yourself again or click out of the channel?
No, but I lagged out from it.
Oh, okay. So, did you hear the question?
No.
Oh,
It lagged out so bad I
oh,
couldn't hear shit.
oh,
It
fair
went
enough.
completely quiet. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and wait.
Oh, okay, fair enough. No, I was talking about, the whole, Christmas holiday, season and whatnot. For you personally, it, turns December. What do you say? Do you say Happy Holidays or do you say Merry Christmas?
For the most part, I would say Merry Christmas, but there's points where I get with how lately we have not really had much family gatherings anymore like we used to, and or any like anything of that nature because of no funds and things like that. Not being able to do much of dinner wise on Christmas. We're just like a happy holidays, whatever.
Right, right. Well, see, I can understand that. Uh, for me, it's usually Merry Christmas, or it had always been Merry Christmas. Uh, but actually, I decided to change mine, and it's not because of the PC. It's not. It is because um, there are multiple holidays uh, that go on, and I'm not just talking about Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or anything like that, but you also have New Year's. That's a holiday as well. You have Thanksgiving, which falls within a month of Christmas. So why single out just one? If it is Christmas Eve, or Christmas Eve, or even Christmas Day, definitely it's Merry Christmas. But if it's the time leading up to it, when so many different holidays fall on top of each other, I'm not too concerned about the whole PC of it. Uh, but you know, rather than one day saying, well, Happy Thanksgiving, and then the next day saying, oh, Happy Kwanzaa, the next day Happy Hanukkah, the next day, Happy Ramadan, and just going down the list every other day, changing it up, just use it plurally. They are all holidays, for different cultures and whatnot, and it covers all of them. You kill multiple birds with one stone, essentially.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Again, that logical point of view that I tend to have.
Video on YouTube. Spending $1,000 on fidget spinners. Like,
What?
yeah, 4 months ago, Sunday made a video that he spent, or him and his wife Maddie had spent over $1,000 on a fidget spinners.
They all need to
But they were
get
like
a
some pretty interesting.
they all need to get a life. Tighter bought one, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I really need this." You know what it's doing now? Sitting on a desk collecting dust. Like, really? Yeah,
Oh hey, I bought it more for the anxiety from me. I bought mine from Roman Outload, so
right. Yeah, well, she did too. Eh, I don't know if it's social anxiety or what it is with her, but I mean, yeah, at times, she just can't sit still. She's got to be doing something. There's got to be something going on. She has a hard time just sitting in silence. Or me, sometimes, I'm like, oh, this is golden. It's I want it to be quiet. I can't get enough of it sometimes. Um, but yeah, not her. She's always got to have music going on or you know something. So that's why she got her fidget spinner.
yeah.
And yeah, I personally don't see the big deal. It's one of those why. I can understand. You know, I guess a lot of them were like created for special needs children, and that I can
Yeah.
understand. Children with autism or some sort of learning disability. Where it helps calm them down because it's a soothing thing to them. I'm all for that. Every child has the right to learn in the best learning environment for them. And if that helps them, calm down and learn, shoot, go for it. But all these other people that, are getting them just to get them because, oh, hey, it spins.
Right.
Uh, okay. Yeah, that, okay. Ooh, let me get my cordless drill. That thing spins too, but you don't see me walking around with that everywhere.
Right.
I mean, oh man, time to go fill up this thing. Got 5,000 liters left. Divide that by. Wow, I need 10 pallets. Actually, I need 9. You need to buy me 1 at some point. So that's what I used
How
on your farm.
do what?
I used one full pallet. Actually, it was a little over one full pallet, but I'm not gonna have you buy me two because two won't fit.
Yeah. Just remember when I get on again and I'll just
Yep.
But yeah, how can somebody have chocolate, but it's devil's chocolate, as they call it, so where it's got a spice hot kick to it? Why would you want to ruin chocolate that way?
Well, same could be said for those chocolate covered insects. Why would you want to ruin chocolate that way? Normally, when you find food with bugs in it, you throw it away. You don't eat it.
But only, I mean, yeah, I mean that is true. But I mean that is a kind of carry on, not really tradition. But I mean, you got to think certain areas they bugs, they do have it to where you can actually eat bugs because I mean there is some nutrition to it. So I mean I can kind of get where they go for that. But chocolate with it, I mean I guess it hides the taste of it, or tries to.
Tries to, maybe. The only thing I can see, I mean, yeah, I've heard of chocolate with like cayenne pepper put into it or something like that. Um, I haven't tried it personally, but I have heard that it like adds another dimension to the chocolate. Just like it also depends what kind of chocolate it is. Milk chocolate versus dark chocolate, or even oh yeah, not carob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
carob,
this
white chocolate.
this website they have a thing burn or bliss chocolates, and pretty much each set of burn or bliss contains 12 identical looking pieces of chocolate. The catch is that seven of them are pure delicious milk chocolate, but five of them are spiked with a super spicy chili pepper extract.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, is if they put that super concentrated, pepper extract into the chocolate, and if they use milk chocolate, yeah, I really don't see where that would be necessarily a bad thing. Just for the simple fact that when you eat something spicy, it's a little known fact that you drink milk to reduce the heat, or some sort of dairy product, because the proteins break down the enzymes, um, that cause the heat. So I really can't imagine that it's that bad, being that it's in milk chocolate, if it is indeed in milk chocolate.
It doesn't say if it's. I mean, it says seven of them are made of milk chocolate, but I mean, the chocolate they use. I mean, it does say um, that the seven pieces that have no spice at all, but the five squares that have the extract, there's pretty much a big league heat measuring at 9 million Scoville heat units,
Oh, good
which
lord.
is rated significantly hotter than the jalapenos, habaneros, and ghost peppers, and even the one-time world champion Carolina Reaper. The only thing that comes close to this degree of pepper power is the fellow spice extract sucker coat of Satan.
Yeah, isn't that like the new pepper that they just created or something like that?
I believe so. It's nine, or it's sits at nine, or the toe of Satan sits at 9 million Scoville units, which is 900 times hotter than a jalapeno.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. And hey, thanks for the light, the follow. Appreciate it. Fortunately, it did not pop up with your name or anything. I apologize about that. Trying to check it out now while I'm in here as well. getting ready to buy some stuff. Give me just one moment here, guys, and I will take a look. Yeah, I'm not getting notifications like I should, which is rather concerning to me. When you get notifications on your Twitch stream, does something pop up on your screen, or do you have to look at a separate chat window?
Separate chat window, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
At least for now.
Yeah, I mean, one of them, showed up, and it was, it said that I got that follower, and I'm like, all right, cool, but yeah, I just got another message that I was um, gained another follower, but there was not actually anything that popped up, so it's really odd. So anyway, thanks for checking me out. I appreciate it. Glad that you like it. And I need to change something else here because now I am hearing myself, and I don't want to do that. There we go. Alright, so I need to buy 9 pallets of fertilizer. Don't have enough money. Of course I don't have enough money because I didn't pull any out of my account. So quick math. Quick math. Killer K. Yeah, Killer K over on Twitch. Thank you, Killer K. I appreciate the follow, man. Or madam. Not sure, which the case may be. But I do appreciate it. So we need 9 pallets at that price. Which, wow, that was simple math. Why I actually had to, figure it out, I don't know. I guess I do need more sleep. Holy cow. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull up our account. And we need 18 grand. So all right, fair enough, Killer K. Yeah, see, that time you popped up on my stream, but why the follow did not pop up? Not exactly sure. That's a little disconcerting. But thank you, man. Appreciate it. So there we go. We'll get our. Actually, we only needed 18, but had to take out an extra 2K because we were -1. And we will go ahead and start buying our fertilizer here. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and must have gotten one already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. How are we short? We pulled out more than enough money. Well, I'll just pull out another 5K here. And, yeah, that's really weird, Killer K. I'm not sure. Like I said, it did not show up on my end. That's why I heard the notification. I'm like, all right, cool, and welcomed you and thanked you from the beginning. but had no idea who it was. So again, apologize about that, man. It's something I'm going to have to check out. Sounds like a setting just didn't get set up right or something like that on my end. So, but I do really appreciate it, man. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get lined up here, and we will start filling up our support trailer with all of the fertilizer we just used. Back that truck up. Let's see if we can hopefully get completely lined up here to get all of them in one go. Doesn't look like we'll be able to, but we'll give it a shot. Oh yeah. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel like the count and count. 7, 8. Oh, we're not far enough ahead, really? There's 8. And there's 9. And then Morris owes us 1, so that'll pretty much get us back up to where we started. So, cool. Well, it's time to, start wrapping everything up here. We will take our fertilizer trailer, or our support trailer, back to the farm, put her away for the night, and go over check our sheep one last time. I see their cleanliness is back down to 93%. We are almost full up on wool. We almost have a full pallet of wool, which is awesome. Wool prices have come down quite a bit. They were up right around 10,000 per, I believe it's 1,000 liters is what it still goes by. And yeah, each pallet holds 2,000 liters. So, that's 16,000 that we'll get for that pallet of wool as of right now. However, prices were all the way up to 10,000 per 1,000 liters, which hopefully it will go on great demand again, because that would be some nice cash flow just for all of the money that we have put into it thus far. Um, we've got a lot of equipment here that we owe quite a bit on, so we're hoping for a great harvest this year, just so that we can come out ahead, and hopefully the sheep will continue to produce. We've got 40 sheep out there producing wool at I want to say it's right around 500 liters or no, that's not right. 5 liters. I read it. I just don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. But there's only X amount of wool that they produce per day per sheep. And with the 40 sheep we got out there, we've had those sheep out there about, what, 3 days now, Morris?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had those sheep out there for the better part of 3 days, and in 3 days they've done almost 80% on filling up that pallet with 40 sheep. So that's not too bad. I wouldn't mind getting a few more sheep, just so that maybe we can get up to like a full 10% per tick. So that we don't have to worry about the wool as often, and we can get more pallets quicker. The problem with that, though, is that we get more sheep. That means that we have to end up feeding them and cleaning up after them a lot more than what we already do. Man, this trailer likes to just skid. It doesn't turn like a normal trailer. That's kind of annoying. This definitely ain't ATS, I can tell you that much. That ATS trailer would have just backed right up. No problem. Made that corner and everything. Wouldn't have had to do a pull up. Just park her right up back here. About like so. Let's see if we can tab over to the farm. Yep, there we go.
Alright, I gotta box that real quick, so I'll be back.
Alright, man. Daisy Morris. There we go. We'll get our little scooper here and, you know, dump grass all over the ground. As if the sheep aren't messy enough, we'll you know, make even more of a mess for us to clean up. Sounds like a great plan to me. There we go. We'll make sure they have plenty of food. There we go. Let us back up here. And top off their water. There we go. And just while we've got the money on us, the cash will come around here to our hydrant and refill our water tank.